karoon po tayo ng evaluation form and after po ninyo masagutan yun, automatically magkakaroon po kayo ng copy ng inyong certificate of attendance and copies ng ating mga presentations. Okay po. So to give us the review naman ng ating climate conditions, let us all welcome Mr. Juni G. Ruiz, Weather Specialist 2 ng Climate Monitoring and Prediction Section.
Thank you, Jera. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. I will be sharing my screen. Good morning, everyone. So I will be presenting the climate review. The outline of this presentation is first, magsisimula po tayo kung ano yung mga nangyari noong taong 2023, followed by the recent PINSO condition, weather systems that affected our country, the climate assessment, and the summary. So let's go first to the review of the climate, both for the global sa Philippine climate of 2023. So first, let's start with the global perspective. So overall, ito yung mga nangyari within the globe for the year 2023, but let's concentrate po dito sa may part ng Western Pacific, including the Philippines. So one of the notable effects or na nangyari, yes po.
I'm sorry, naka-presenter view po kayo dun sa PowerPoint niyo.
Ah,
Pag-share niyo po yung share screen 2.
okay po.
Okay ba? Sorry sir, and thank you po.
Pahayag po.
Share screen. Hindi, yung share screen. Tapos, ito. Ay, screen 2. Sorry.
Yes po. So, pasensya na po sa konting. Then, let's look at what happened to the precipitation o yung mga pag-ulan globally. So for the Philippines, makita natin, wala naman masyadong notable changes sa precipitation compared sa other parts of the globe. So meaning na sa year average, based po sa global assessment yung mga pag-ulan. So from drier than average, near average, to drier than average yung sa Philippines. So makita po ninyo sa colors. Then, let's look at the Philippine perspective for the year 2023. So, for the annual mean anomaly ng rainfall is nag-decrease ng 450.9 mm based po sa observation ng stations ng pag-asa noong 2023 compared to the base period ng 1991 to 2020 na annual mean. And the year 2023 ranked 8th of the driest year with respect to the 1991-2020 climatology. Pero wala pa din pong makakahigit sa driest year which is 1987 and followed by 1997, 1992, 1991, 2015, 2019, saka 1998. And most of these years are tinatawag nating El Nino years. So most of these drier years corresponds to the effects of ENSO sa bansa natin. Kasama din po yung last year of 2023 nang apektuhan po tayo ng El Nino in the third and quarter of that year. Seasonal rainfall changes for the year 2023, mapapansin po natin, since nag-declare tayo ng El Nino noong July 2023, ay mapapansin na po natin na may mga areas noong July, August, September season na nagkaroon na po, nakaranas na ng mga below normal rainfall. And ito po ay nagtutuloy-tuloy towards the last quarter of the year, October, November, December, from which kung titingnan natin, mas malaking areas na ng Luzon yung nagkaroon ng below to way below normal rainfall, especially sa may parts ng northern and central Luzon. This area ng Palawan, parts po ng Western Visayas saka this part of Western Mindanao. So ito lang po yung monthly assessment ng rainfall natin noong 2023, from which pinapakita po dito yung below normal to way below normal starting from October. Then, nag-continue po siya until December. Then, let's look at the dry condition, dry spell sa drought assessment of 2023. So yung dry condition natin or assessment is nag-start siya noong June, which we start declaring yung El Nino alert noong May. Then nung pagdating na ng June is may mga areas na affected ng below normal rainfall. So ito po ay since may mga areas na dito sa Northern Luzon na nakaranas na po ng dry spell. So they had experienced below normal rainfall since April, May in the year 2023. Then nagkaroon po tayo ng maraming pag-ulan in July and August brought about by yung mga bagyo na nag-enhance ng southwest monsoon. Kaya in July, August, and September, mas kumonti yung mga areas na naapektuhan po ng drought sa dry spell or below normal rainfall. While starting from October, November, and December, dito, mapapansin po natin, mas lumadami yung mga areas, especially sa Luzon, na nakaranas na po ng dry spell or meteorological dry spell sa drought. So, nag-increase po yung trend since October. And for as of December 31, is nagkaroon na po ng 24 provinces, especially in most parts of Northern saka Central Luzon na nakaranas ng dry spell at one po yung nakaranas ng drought, namely Cavite area or Cavite province. Then, after looking at the precipitation, let's look at the global perspective naman ng temperature. So as we can see, this area ng Philippines or almost all parts of the globe had received or experienced warming all throughout the year. So ito po yung anomaly. So kung mapapansin natin is nagre-range yung increase sa 0.5 to 1, especially in this part of the Philippines. And all over the globe, may mga areas na nakaranas na ng 2 degrees Celsius anomaly from the normal. So mas mataas na siya ng 2 degrees from what we had called the normal temperature. Then, based on the assessment po sa ERA 5 or sa Europe, 2023 has replaced the year 2016 as the warmest calendar year on record since the 1800s or 1850s. So yung global temperature daw is at 14.90 degrees Celsius, which is 0.17 degrees higher than the 2016 recorded. So then, let's look at po yung ano yung nangyari sa Pilipinas. Had we experienced the warming? Gaano kalaki yung increase ng temperature for the year 2023? So for the Philippines po, based sa initial assessment po ng data section natin, the year 2023 ranked 11 as the 11 warmest of the year na based sa recorded data sa mga stations natin. With respect to the 30-year period na 1991 to 2020. So together with this is yung year 2019, pinakamainit natin, followed by 2015, 2016, 1997, 2020, 1987, and 2018. And most of these years are also El Nino years. So gaano kataas yung temperature na tinaas based sa record po ng Pag-asa is nasa 0.2 degrees Celsius yung itinaas noong year 2023 from the normal natin. And just showing you the mean temperature for the fall 2023. So ito yung mga notable months na nakaranas po tayo ng slightly warmer to warmer than normal temperature. So it happened on August. then October, November. At pinakamainit o maraming stations so naka-record ng warmest in December. So meaning hindi po masyadong naka-experience ng lamig ng Northeast monsoon in the month of December. Yung most parts of Luzon saka dito sa may Eastern Visayas saka some areas in Mindanao. Observed temperature for the year 2023 from January to December. Pinakamainit po na na-record ay kay Isu, Itiaga, Isabela no May 7 at 39 degrees Celsius. And for Metro Manila naman po is nasa Naiya, Pasay no May 8 na nasa 37.4 degrees Celsius. While the lowest was recorded, it happened in the Northeast monsoon season of February 2023. So si Baguio ay nakapagtala ng 10.2 degrees Celsius noong February 16, while si La Trinidad Benguet naman is at 8.7 degrees Celsius. While for Metro Manila naman is yung pinakamalamig natin na experience last year was 19.5 on March 5 in Pag-asa Science Garden Fields. TC Passage and accumulated rainfall 2023. So, titingnan natin kung naapektuhan ba ng ongoing El Nino yung number ng tropical cyclones natin. So, shaded in black are yung mga notable tropical cyclones that had enhanced the southwest monsoon at nagdala din po ng mga maraming pag-ulan, especially dito sa parts ng Luzon or most parts ng Luzon saka Western Visayas. And it happened on July and August last year. Then, let's look at so for the analysis of the actual tropical cyclones that had entered the PAR last 2023, nasa 11 lang po yung tropical cyclones na pumasok ng PAR. And kung titingnan natin, only 3 of these had made landfall sa may parts ng Luzon. Saka itong last is si Kabayan sa may part ng Mindanao. And mas mababa po siya sa forecasted tropical cyclone natin from December in the year 2023 na nagde-range from 12 to 18 and mas mababa po siya dun sa tinatawag nating normal na 19 to 20 na dapat number of tropical cyclones ng 2023 and which also corresponds to the below normal rainfall in most parts of Luzon, especially in the last quarter of the year, from which, based on study, is yung contribution ng tropical cyclone is nasa almost 50% sa Luzon. So, it had affected yung mga water elevations doon sa mga dams natin or mga iilang dams po sa Luzon for the year 2023, especially in the third and last quarter of the year. Kung saan kung makikita natin, mas konti lang or wala talagang bagyo na naranasan in October and November, then sa December naman ay isa lang. For the category, nagkaroon po tayo ng 3 super typhoons, then 4 typhoons, 2 tropical storm, and 2 tropical depression. Actions taken for the current 2023 El Nino. So last March 2023, Pag-asa issued El Nino Watch. So meaning, last March 2023 is na-forecast na natin na posibleng magkaroon na matuloy yung El Nino and this happened. And as of May 2, 2023, nag-issue na tayo ng El Nino Alert. Then last July is doon na tayo nag-issue ng first statement na mayroon ng El Nino at nag-issue na din tayo ng advisory. At ito ay nagtutuloy-tuloy until this January 2024 and may continue in the next few months at malaman natin until when yung El Nino sa climate outlook po natin, which will be presented later. Other initiatives ng Pag-asa. So aside from conducting climate forum, monthly climate forum, we also conduct climate workshop for DA sa mga pag-asa PISD. So, nagkaroon po tayo ng 3 climate workshops. Then, 4 na climate fora. So, Provincial Climate Forum po to na nahati sa Mindanao, Visayas, saka sa may Luzon, 2 sa Luzon. Then, regular attendees sa meetings and special briefings to various government agencies. Like, pumupunta po din tayo or sumasali po tayo sa mga task force like El Nino Task Force, yung sa Angat TWG meeting, meetings with DA, meetings with the OCD sa Congress saka sa Senate regarding the El Nino and also a meeting with Malacanang. Then aside from that, we also have disseminated the forecast and advisories through Quad Media. May mga media interviews din po which gives the updates for the El Nino or the ongoing El Nino. Then, let's go to the ENSO recent condition. So for January, we had issued already the El Nino Advisory number 7, which dun sa forward is the strong El Nino is expected to continue through December, January, then followed by the decreasing trend of the El Nino in the coming months. And the global or majority of the global climate models are saying or are showing that ENSO neutral, magkaka-neutral na po tayo in April, May, or June this year. But hanggat may El Nino, there is still a high probability of below normal rainfall, which may lead to dry spell and drought in most areas, especially in the areas of Luzon and Visayas. Especially, nag-start na po yung dry season natin. And it may continue up to May or June this year. So the ENSO indicators are saying based on the sea surface temperature saka yung pressure system dun sa may Pacific. So for the SSTA or the sea surface temperature anomaly, up to December of 2023 still increasing yung trend na nasa 1.9 degrees or nasa 2 degrees yung anomaly niya from the normal, which indicates a strong El Nino in the month of December 2023. Pero kung mapapansin natin, yung span po ng atmosphere characterized by the SOI or Southern Oscillation Index or the difference of pressure between Tahiti and Darwin na since July of 2023 na bumababa po yung pressure at that part of the Pacific. So dito po siya. Ay for the December 2023 or November 2023 yung trend ng pressure doon ay bumabalik na po siya sa neutral. So meaning with this improvement doon sa pressure system is it may lead or it may be saying na by February po is unti-unti nang yung strong El Nino natin ay matatapos na din. Unti-unti na pong babalik sa normal by the end of April, May, or June. So weather systems that had affected the country since December to January 21. So naano po natin doon, the weather division had updated us that still there is a strengthening of the northeast monsoon towards the end of January. Then marami pa din po yung occurrence ng localized thunderstorm with the presence of the easterlies. Saka yung shear line may be affecting Mindanao, still continue to affect yung parts ng Mindanao. Intertropical convergence zone, then low pressure areas, then one tropical cyclone named Kabayan that had affected the eastern part of Mindanao in December 17 to 18 of 2023. And for January, wala pa po tayong bagyo. And the forecast for if magkakaroon pa ba tayo ng bagyo will be presented in the subseasonal forecast mamaya po after this presentation. Actual rainfall for December, kung mapapansin nyo, most parts of Luzon, sa Visayas, and this part of Western and Southern Mindanao had received below normal rainfall for December of 2023 and near to above normal rainfall naman has been received in this part of Mindanao or Eastern Mindanao. So, assessment lang po for your reference. And for January 1 to 21, kung papapansin natin, base assessment is below to way below normal pa din in most parts of Luzon and Visayas and this area of Zamboanga Peninsula and Northern Mindanao. But kung mapapansin nyo, in this area of Mindanao, sa central and southern part, including Davao region, and Soxargen, is nakareceive pa din sila ng near to above normal rainfall, which had lead to the flooding in some areas and landslides, especially in this part of Davao region. Assessment lang po. So overall, per province, kung saan yung mga areas na naapektuhan ng below to way below normal rainfall and some areas naman, especially in Mindanao na nakareceive ng near to above normal rainfall. Assessment for temperature for December, kung mapapansin nyo, the mean temperature corresponds to near normal temperature in some areas, but mostly slightly warmer to warmer than normal temperature had been experienced, especially in most parts of Luzon, saka dito sa may Eastern Visayas and some areas of Mindanao. So for the highest on record is na-monitored siya dito sa may San Jose Occidental, Mindoro on December 28 at 36.6 degrees Celsius, while for Metro Manila naman at 34.6 degrees Celsius sa may Naiya, Pasay City. While yung pinakamalamig naman po ay naranasan dito sa may BSU, Benguet on December 14 at 13 degrees Celsius, while sa Baguio naman is at 15.2 degrees Celsius at December 23. Dahil po sa mas mainit na temperatura in December, may 4 stations po ng Pag-asa na nabit yung maximum temperature record as of December 31. Ito po si Clark, Pampanga. Dito po. So yung new record niya is at 34.2 degrees Celsius. Nabit po niya yung 34 degrees Celsius no 2012. While for Metro Manila naman sa may Naiya, Pasay City, new record niya is 34.6 degrees Celsius na nabit naman niya yung 34.4 degrees Celsius noong 2020. While San Jose Occidental Mindoro at 36.6 degrees Celsius ay nabit naman po niya yung record niya noong 1991 saka 2021 at 36 degrees. And lastly, sa Mindanao, dito sa may area ng Zamboanga City, nabit naman at 36.4 degrees Celsius, nabit naman niya yung record niya noong 2014 na 35.8 degrees Celsius. But for January naman, kung titingnan po natin sa mapa, most of the areas pa din po ng Luzon, especially in these parts, or the lower portion of Northern Luzon, and most parts of Central Luzon and Eastern Visayas na nakaranas pa din po ng slightly to warmer than normal temperature. With the highest po, so initial pa po siya kasi hindi pa po tapos yung January. But yung pinakamainit ay itala sa San Jose Occidental Mindoro at 36 degrees Celsius on January 7. While for Metro Manila naman at 33.5 degrees Celsius at Naiya, Pasay City on January 1. While for the coldest naman, or pinakamababang minimum temperature ay naranasan pa din po sa BSU at 10.8 degrees Celsius on January 17 and 12.4 degrees Celsius sa Baguio naman on January 16. And for Metro Manila, naranasan po siya noong January 17, for corrections lang po yung may 1 dito, at 20.1 degrees Celsius. While may isang stations po tayo na naka-surpass na maximum temperature niya at 36 degrees Celsius dito po sa may San Jose Occidental Mindoro on January 6, 2024. Nabit po niya yung record niya na 35.5 degrees Celsius noong 1990. For the dry condition dry spell assessment, as of January 21, kung mapapansin po natin, mas dumami yung mga areas sa may Luzon na nakaranas na po ng drought. So, as of December 31 ay si Cavite lang. But for now, dahil po nagpapatuloy pa din yung below normal rainfall, especially in most parts of Luzon and Visayas, mas dumami na yung mga areas. Ito po, for reference, yung mga provinces na nakaranas na ng dry condition, dry spell, drought. And mostly, kung mapapansin mo po natin, sa dry spell sa drought, ay kabilang po yung most areas ng Central and Northern Luzon. And ito po yung Negros, sa may Negros Oriental. So meaning, kung titingnan po, or based po sa forecast na ipapakita po mamaya, titingnan po natin until when or hanggang saan po magpapatuloy yung drought sa dry spell. Na ito, based po sa forecast, if magpapatuloy pa yung below to way below normal rainfall in the coming months po for the year 2024. So for reference lang po, ito yung mga pinagbasihan dun sa declaration ng meteorological drought, dry spell sa buong bansa. So per province po siya. So mapapansin po ninyo, most provinces ng Luzon ay nagre-range po sa below to way below normal rainfall. Yung ulan or yung dami ng ulan since September up to the 21st of January. Then for the summary, so currently, ENSO alert system po natin ay El Nino Advisory. So for now, ay nasa number 7 na din po tayo. Rainfall assessment for December, most parts of the country had received generally way below to below normal rainfall except in some parts of Luzon, yung sa may part po ng Bicol region, Visayas, and Mindanao, where near normal rainfall was observed. While for the temperature naman, generally slightly warmer to warmer than average. Temperature were observed across the country. And for the summary of January 1 to 21, for corrections po, the year 2024, generally below to way below normal rainfall in most parts of the country, except in some parts of Bicol region and the central and southern parts of Mindanao were near to above normal rainfall conditions were observed. While generally for the temperature, generally slightly warmer to warmer than average. Over mean surface air temperatures were observed across the country. So maraming salamat po and thank you for listening. So Jan?